What's up, everybody? Sorry about the camera quality. I know it's kind of cruddy, but welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm currently cleaning up my room and kind of fixing it up a little bit. So just kind of bear with me here. I'm going to type something in the chat real quick. Oh, good. I don't have to do that. Morning, sissy poos. Good to see you, love. Now my sister can... Sis, can you type the thing so that I can put it in the chat, please? So I can put it up to pin it, as you usually do. I love my sissy poos. Thank you. That way I can pin the message. There. Everything's cool. All right, guys. I'm going to start organizing my bed. This is going to be fun. Now, I've done this before, so you guys probably know the routine. But if you haven't, stay tuned. First of all, I get these little, they're individual sized bed springs, box springs, as you can see. And what I did was, a while back, I was struggling me and my wife were struggling for a mattress because our old one was shot and we needed a new one. I'm sorry to hear that, babe. I'm sorry. But anyway, what it was that, wife and I were struggling for a mattress. And so one of my neighbors said, "Hey, we're getting rid of a mattress. Do you want this one?" That's the one I got. It's barely brand new. So I said, "Fine, we'll take it." But unfortunately, it was a queen size mattress. Yeah, it was a queen size mattress, and we didn't have a box spring big enough to basically fit the mattress. So what we did was we went down to the store, some kind of place, clearance place or something, and got a couple of these. They're twin size, single size box springs, but they work really good in supporting a big mattress like this. Now, yes, there is a little bit of a gap. As you can see, little bit of this much of a gap. in between, you know, in between the floor and the mattress, you know. But the thing is, here's the thing. None of us sleep in the middle anyway. So it doesn't really matter. We always sleep off to the sides. I sleep on one side, which is over here, and my wife sleeps on the other side, which is over there. Now, the reason why we do this is because it's easier for my wife to get in and out of bed to go to the bathroom or do what she's got to do. It's just easier for her that way. Yep, it's Aurora's hiding place too. And yes, the dog likes to, because of this little hole here, she likes to go underneath here and hide. Or sometimes sleep or whatever, you know. So anyway, we're going to have some fun. I just cleaned off the mattress. So we're going to have some fun. I got to get over here where I can do it so it doesn't fall on me. Then you guys would really get a laugh. So you line them up like that. Line them up like this. Then you just push it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Timber! And that's how you get it started. Pretty much. I've already vacuumed the top part of the mattress, so that should be good to go. Now I gotta push these damn things back in here. I gotta pull this out here. See, I got to line this up perfectly because if I don't, the mattress is going to be quite uncomfortable for me to sleep on. There we go. Now I got to go over on the other side and do the same thing. Yep. So, isn't this fun? Told you I didn't make you guys laugh. All right. And trust me, I do the same exact thing and everybody that knows me knows I do this. Every week or every other week, I do this. I completely change the sheets, vacuum, and clean up everything. Because when I clean, I clean. I don't mess around with it. Just saying. So anyway. Let's see. One sheet is going to be for me to cover up with tonight. And the other one is going to be to put on the bed. Even though what's weird is that I don't really use sheets. Yep, I will. I'll be right over as soon as I'm done with this one. Yep. My sister lives right next door, so there you go. There you go, guys. All right. I'm doing pretty good this morning, you know, not bad. You know, just doing a little bit of recovery and reconnaissance here. I'm going to be probably having to go to Walmart to get some dog food for my dogs because they're running low. So I'll have to go and go onto a magical, wonderful journey of that. I don't know if I can film. You know, I don't know if I can record anything because, you know, the outside of Walmart, yes, I could do it. Long as, providing I don't film anybody else. But if they're going to be stupid enough to walk in the frame, I can't do nothing about it. And of course, if they, you know, talk to me or ask questions or whatever, I'm not going to point the camera towards them. I never do that. I'll always, you know, point the camera to myself, not towards other people. Because I know I don't like cameras being thrown in my face and all that. I know I don't like it. So why should you do something to someone else that you don't like? You know what I mean? It's just, you know, it's called common sense. Manners, you know? That's what it is. You know? That's exactly what it is. It's just common. Damn it. There we go. It's just common sense. You know, if you're going to film a video, film yourself. I would very, very, you know, suggest that you do that. Even for the people that, you know, want to be filmed, I wouldn't do it. Because it could be some kind of a trap type thing. You know, I don't, unless they're people that I know or people that, you know, I hang around with, you know, I get that. You know how many good friends I've got? I'll show you how many good friends I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that hand. There we go. 10 hands. They're all here. Just kidding, by the way. But you guys ask me, the people that I normally hang with all the time. Oh, there's your answer. unless you count my wife and my son and the dogs. Dogs are really fun. So yeah. And trust me, the YouTubers on here, they're not just friends, they're family. That's why I put them above that. Because they're not just friends, they're family. And so therefore, they deserve a class of their own. You know, while my supposed friends are in the cheap seats, well, my family is riding coach. Just saying. They get the finest stuff and finest everything that I could provide for them. Okay, I think I've got this. I just had too much blanket there in the front. Yep, now that kind of compensated for it a little bit. Like I said, I do love all y'all. I do care about y'all deeply. It's just, sorry that it doesn't seem like that sometimes. Wow, that settled that. I just tucked it in and it went away. Okay. Well, there it is, guys. Yep, that's true. It's true, by the way. Now we get all the pillows here. Trust me, we got quite a bit of them. That's not done. There you go. Big ass pile of pillows. So, let's see. Random pillowcases. I don't know how they're going to go. They're just going to go in random order. So, I just put them on. There we go. Just one of them. You know what I admire? This one YouTuber, you know what he does? All he does is pack cigarettes, drink coffee. That's his way he streams. He just packs cigarettes and drinks coffee. That's it. He don't talk shit. He don't do nothing. He just packs cigarettes, drinks coffee. That's it. And I shit you not, that's what he'll do the whole entire stream. Is just packing cigarettes, drinking coffee. That's it. He had his own, like one of those little manual cigarette rollers where you load it like this. It's like a little red thing. You load it like this and you top it like that. And then you put the cigarette in there and bam. Done. Yep, that's true. That's true, my sissy P. But anyway, I'm just chilling. I got to figure out what I'm going to do on my cool style channel. I got to get on there and do a little housekeeping, so to speak. So I've got to, but I can't do it on my phone. I'd have to do it on the computer. So because I don't have access to anything like that on my phone. I wish I did. Man, that's the one thing that they've got to start doing. Make it to where you can access where you have full access to your creator studio from your phone as well as your computer. That would make it so much easier because a lot of people, they're not at home much. They don't have computers. They don't have time for it. Especially when they live, busy lifestyles. They're constantly busy doing stuff, and they just don't have time to be sitting on the computer. Like, I'm not just saying, like my sister right there. She's a busy, busy gal, 24/7. And she doesn't have time to be sitting on the computer. So she does it on her phone. And that's what I'm saying, is that it would be more convenient to have full access to your creator studio from your phone as opposed to your computer. Because I would say the majority of people these days, they're on their phone anyway. Welcome to the modern world. Me, I was blessed. I happen to have both. And I, happen to have time to do it. But a lot of people don't. Especially when they have a busy on-the-go lifestyle. And so they really don't have time to, they really don't have time to be on the computer, Okay, cool, welcome back. But you know what I mean? It's just some people have time. Some people have time to be on the computer, sitting around, messing around. And some people don't. And I'm not judging anybody's lifestyle. For all you know, everybody's lifestyle, most people, in a phone like that. That's it. Everything they do is off their phone, whether it's videos, live streams, whatever. So you should have the right to get full access to your Creator Studio like you would do on your computer. It should be the same way as it is here. Go look at your block list, look at your this and that. But when you're on the phone, you can't do that. You can't look like that. You know? Yeah. Yeah, but still you understand the concept of this, right? You understand what I'm saying is that, you know, I'm just thinking, I hope YouTube's listening to this because this is just a polite, observation, so to speak. That's all it is. It's just a polite observation. And my theory is, how when you have full access to your Creator Studio on your computer, well, why not have it on your phone as well? Just saying. Yeah. Hang on for just 1 minute. See what I just did there? I went and used the restroom. And instead of leaving the mute button off and you guys having to listen to everything, I politely muted and turned my camera down to where you couldn't see anything. That is what is called proper etiquette. That's something that a lot of people should learn and a lot of people should adhere to. Because why? I've seen it where guys don't do that. They fucking, when they have to take a piss, they don't care. They just get up and go do it. And I find that very disturbing, to say the least. I mean, that's just my theory. I find it disturbing. That's just me. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and head out. So you guys take care. Much love. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace. And you turn on your camera a lot. The hell? Love you too. Peace. My sister, wait a minute, before we go, my sister turns on the camera a lot. I always see her all the time. She doesn't have to be in the public. No one ever obligated her to do that, but I see her all the time. So what's the big deal? Oh, she never cams up. Bullshit. She always cams up. Anyway, I wanted to clear that up. So you guys take care. Love y'all. Peace. Yeah. But still, though, camming up is camming up. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Now, how do I end this thing? Oh, there it is, end stream.